About 2 years ago, I had the honor of visiting a town that was described as the neatest in Ghana. Of course, I was curious, so I went there with my team to find out if really that was true. And pleasantly surprised, yes, I was. We got there and we realized that it really was not only the neatest town, but a very well-organized town, very respectful people. And it was beautiful to also meet the man in charge of that town. And today I get to sit with him again. I'm so honored to introduce you to Ehunabo Brim, Prah, Agyensaim the 6th. He's the chief of Assin Kushea, and also today he gets to speak to us, to tell us, of course, or give us an update more like about what's been happening in Assin Kushea. Good day, sir.
Good day.
You remember, I struggled to get Ehunabo Brim right.
Yes.
So this morning when I was coming, I told myself I have to get a title right because I didn't want you to blast me again. But it's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
You're
looking lovely.
Thank you very much.
As usual.
And you look well.
Thank you.
You look well. How is Assin Kushea doing?
It's doing very well, thank you. The people are happy, and the case are serious. The last exam, they came top stops in the region.
Nice.
So I'm very proud of them. Kushea is fine. And we are preparing for our festival, Kantamanto Festival.
We'll get into that shortly, but the neatest town in Ghana, even 2 years on, your town still has that title as the neatest.
Yes.
For those who may have missed that conversation that we had the last time I visited, how did you eventually get to this level of becoming the neatest town in the country?
Well, when I became a chief, I told my people that there was no way I was going to get Kushea to beat the size of Cape Coast. But I would do something that would beat everybody. And that was to be the neatest town, community, whatever, in Ghana. That was achievable.
Okay.
And to achieve that, it was not too difficult. Because you know something, when we were kids, I don't know about you, but when we were kids, we used to buy rice on leaves. You used to eat from leaves.
Yes.
And after that, you throw it away. And the leaves would decompose. So there was no problem of littering.
Yeah.
So the throwing away became a habit. So it was that which I had to tackle. Because all of a sudden, they've been throwing away leaves, and then this product appeared called rubber or plastic. And they were buying the rice, eating from there, and throwing it. Because that's what they were used to, the whole Ghana. So I had to tackle that and got them to realize that it's no more the leaves that were pleasant, that helped the environment, but this one was dangerous.
Okay.
Not only will it make your place dirty, it will store water, so you get malaria, cholera, and all sort of things. So I said, no, please, from now on, as long as I remain here, we will all together make sure that we don't litter. But you know, sanitation is a process. You just don't tell people that you shouldn't litter when you haven't provided them with bin. So I decided to provide the whole town with dustbins, clad it with national colors. Even that alone brightened the place.
Exactly.
So then I started with the case also. At school, I used to go there, talk to them. Personal hygiene, environmental hygiene, I used to talk to them. And they are neat people, naturally. So it wasn't too difficult.
I see.
You know, but they knew the repercussions.
Okay.
So,
what were the repercussions? Or what are? Because, of course, that rule still stands. No littering.
But, you know, I happen to be a lawyer.
Yes.
So you know the law, you know the repercussions when you break it. And I worked within the laws and constitution of Ghana.
Yes.
We'll bring you, we'll be on trial customary.
Okay.
And if you're found guilty, you may be asked to go and do a communal labor. You may be asked to pay some token amount. You may be shamed.
Okay.
That was more potent.
Yeah.
People didn't want to feel embarrassed in the palace, in the public. So, and mercifully, I didn't have to do that very often. So that's how it got. And then people came. One day I went to Kushea after a funeral. I wasn't there doing the funeral. I went on Tuesday, and I saw a few robbers about. So I saw two young men come in, and I said, "Come, please. This is Kushea." I exaggerated, you know. I said, "This is Kushea. You look at these robbers here." He said, "Nana, we beg you, it's not us, it's the Accra people who came for the funeral."
Oh, no. Oh, no. What a shame.
He
That
said,
means
"It's
that they
not
won't
us."
later.
No,
They'll
they won't
definitely
later.
be
It's the Accra
families and
people who came for the funeral.
I see. I'm heartbroken because I'm an Accra person, so I can just imagine.
And I was heartbroken too. Me too,
Because,
Accra
but at
person.
least you are the chief, so I guess that you identify more.
So I said, "Don't mind them, pick it up."
Yeah,
So
I
they
see.
did. Yeah, and a friend of mine forgot himself, and he said he just had a drink, and he said he forgot. He didn't even do that in Accra, and then he just put it on the floor. About a 9-year-old, or Papa, and yes, here we don't do that. He said, "I've never been so embarrassed in my life."
Exactly.
He said going down to pick it was traveling about 10 miles. I said, "Well, that's good."
It's a struggle for the whole country. I mean, looking at the success in Assin Kushea, you'd have expected that naturally, if everybody was able to implement some of these rules, then we can keep our environments clean. We've been talking about trying to have even Accra become the cleanest city. We've not been able to achieve that even up until this point. What do you think we've not been doing right?
We haven't visited Kushea, and we're going to Rwanda. Maybe we don't admire ourselves. Maybe we don't see ourselves as being good enough, that everybody else in the world is better than us. It is not true. Maybe I think also maybe one of the problems is that, as I said earlier on, sanitation is a process.
Yeah.
You must provide things that will make people not litter. And then you must allow rule of law. If somebody offends the law of sanitation, you punish the person. When we were young, sanitary inspectors used to come to our houses, and if they find any creature in the drum, straight you go to magistrate court. Straight.
That's what they call Usama youth.
Yes.
In the past, yes.
Yes, straight you go to magistrate court and be punished. It's as simple as that.
I mean, there have been attempts by the Greater Accra Regional Minister talking about Operation Clean Your Frontage, but the challenge is that constantly you hear people saying that it is the people as well and their willingness to want to keep the environments clean. Are we willing as a people?
No, you see, I love that gentleman. He's doing very well, in my opinion. But there must also be a political will.
Okay.
Okay. And in Kushea, nobody votes for me. I don't want your vote. I don't care about your vote. I reign.
You reign.
Yes, I reign.
Okay.
Okay. And therefore, if you're doing the wrong thing, you'll be punished.
Yeah.
And in punishing you, I don't feel that I'm losing any vote.
Yeah.
So the political will must be there. Some time ago, one of these Accra regional ministers, he was doing fairly well. He was called in and said, "Stop that." So that is one of the main reasons. Like you see, if you can get the president and the former president, John Mahama, to sit at a press conference, and the two of them will say, when any of us who will come to power, if you litter, we both agree that we will punish you. They're talking to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
They sit together, they say, Galamsey, the two of us have agreed, and we want to tell the public of Ghana that any of us, when we come to power and you find you mining illegally, destroying our water bodies, we will punish you. The two must say it in no uncertain terms so that the public knows that if this one coming or this one going is not going to allow that. So it's better they stop.
Instead of the blame game as to who is not doing what when they're in power.
Yes.
I see.
They need a joint press conference. That's all. That's all they need to do. If they really have the interests of Ghana at heart, this is a national interest, this is a crusade.
Yeah.
So the two of them, the leaders, they must lead us. They must sit down, have a press conference, and say, if you do Galamsey, you will be punished severely. If you litter, you will be punished. We're going to give you all the resources. We're going to give you all the amenities.
Okay.
But after we've done that, the two of us, my brother and I, shake hands. We are all Ghanaians. We should love this country together. Shake hands and say that to us. It could change things in Ghana. It could.
I like that you said if you provide the resources, because you touched on Galamsey.
Yeah.
And a lot of these young people in these farming communities complain that there are no other jobs. The farmers are giving up their lands to these mining, Galamsey operators because they're really not making any money. So if there are no jobs, then their only option is to engage in Galamsey, which is why they find themselves in that field.
Yes, madam. I mentioned Galamsey to demonstrate a common national interest that political leaders can come together and not play a political game. So I don't want to concentrate too much on that. But, that argument almost suggests that if there's somebody unemployed and it comes to your house as an armed robber, you must understand. And I don't understand that argument. So perhaps let me pause for a moment and concentrate on my little corner.
I understand, totally. But you've been ruling or reigning for 40 years and over. That's quite long. Tell me about some of your achievements, aside, of course, having Assin Kushea as the cleanest city.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. When I was made the chief in Kushea, I hadn't been there for more than 4 times in my life. Yes, I was bored. I did in school there. I knew nobody there. Okay, I only knew that I was told I was a prince and that I came from Kushea. And when I came from England, my uncle, who was reigning at the time, felt unwell. I went to visit him. That was major, first time of going there. And then again, one day there was he came here to collect his pension. He was a head teacher to collect his pension, and I insisted that he would stay for the night. So I drove him back there. The third one was when he was unwell. I visited him, and the fourth one, when he was unwell, I visited him, and the fourth visit was when he died, the 40 days. My brothers and I went to perform the usual royal duties, and then when I went, I didn't come back. They just got hold of me and put me in a room, and that was the...
You had no idea that there were plans to even make you...
No idea. So my brothers had to rush here to come and fetch my toothbrush, toothpaste, my underwear, and then told my wife, hey, your husband ain't coming back. So, and I didn't have a classmate, I didn't know anybody, nothing.
Yeah.
But that's the details of that is another story.
Yeah.
But there was no light, no pipe-borne water. They were drinking from River Prah, and at that time, River Prah was clear.
Okay.
But I knew that all that glitters is not good. So I got water company to come. They came with a test tube, got some of the water, poured some chemicals in it, and then the creatures were swimming. So I showed them. It was like a seminar. I showed them. I said, River Prah is very nice, nice and cool, but it is not the river diseases are there. So straight away, I provided boreholes.
Okay.
So there was no electricity, there was no health post.
Okay.
There was a priestess who was helping ladies deliver their babies. And you can imagine. So there wasn't any health facility. There wasn't a school that I would take my child to, you know. And absolutely nothing. And even the road, from the main road, we live off the main road, thank God.
Okay.
Okay, we live off the highway. From the highway to Kushea is 12 kilometers. It used to take me 1.5 hours. Now it takes me about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we've got nice, decent road. So these things that I'm mentioning that were not there, now they are all there. The kids are going to relatively decent school. They got teachers. There are the usual churches and mosques.
Yeah.
It has expanded, and people have realized that we are also Ghanaians and we deserve to live a decent life. They're cocoa farmers, and they struggle. So these are few achievements that we've got everything.
Very impressive.
We've got everything that a community in Africa can have. That a town in Africa can have. Yes.
So you don't have any future plans necessarily, because you're saying you've got everything that a town can have.
Well,
any future plans?
Let me put in, we've got basically everything. But of course, I would like us to have a university, I'd like us to have this and that. Yeah. The future plans are, you see, we just completed our 20-year development plan. We're doing a new one.
Okay.
The new one will concentrate because, for instance, the Prah River has been so contaminated by dangerous chemicals by those who do illegal mining. Yeah. Our protein intake is very, very low. So we've started a reasonably huge fish pond that I'm not allowing anybody to harvest, giving it another year so that we will have enough fishes. Okay. It's an alternative to nature's endowment of Prah.
Okay.
Because if I rely on that, my people's, especially the case protein intake will be so low, they may not be able to develop properly and so on and so forth. So I'm very passionate about that. Then creating of jobs is another thing that I have failed. Because I wanted 100% employment in Kushea. And I've not been very successful.
What's the percentage now, if you have those details?
It's so low, I'm embarrassed to answer your question. So I've put it as a priority.
Okay.
Yes, by promoting tourism.
Okay.
We can talk about that.
Yes.
By promoting tourism, and also by looking for I mean Ghanaian investors. I've got the land, I've got the water, River Prah is next to me.
Yeah.
So invite these investors to come and invest, and also vocational training institute. I'm looking for a very, very good vocational. I want to train carpenters, masons, painters.
Okay.
I want to train these artisans that when he says that he went to Prah Agyensaim Institute, people will tend to look who is talking. First class. You get that carpenter, he comes to your house, or a painter, he comes to your house. Whilst he's painting the wall, he will not paint the carpet.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
I get what you mean.
I'm sure you've all experienced that. Yes. So, and then we are also lucky enough to be assured of a hospital.
Yeah. Okay.
50 to 80 bedroom, full-fledged hospital.
Nice.
Which is about to be commissioned.
Okay.
Not commissioned, I mean the foundation.
Okay, so they'll cut sod.
Yes, they'll cut sod.
Then
And so
it would start.
yes.
Looking forward to that. But you talk about tourism, and of course mentioned that we could go into that. I know the Katamaso Festival is coming. I hope I got the pronunciation right.
You did.
Katamaso.
Kantamanto.
Kantamanto.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Okatamwa onto.
I don't understand.
It's okay, I will explain.
But how did you arrive at that name? And of course, that's a way of also promoting tourism in Assin Kushea because it will draw the numbers to your beautiful town. Tell us about it.
Very much so. History has it that Prah Agyensaim was a great warrior. He was fighting people's fight all over the Akan area. And he fought for Atandanso clan.
Okay.
And he was so successful that the king said, anybody who swears my oath offends the gods. So if you swear his vote, his oath,
yeah,
you offend the god of the king, and you will be punished before the substantive case is heard. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
If I say, I swear to Friday, I swear to Friday that I didn't do it.
Yeah.
That I have sworn that oath alone attracts punishment. But the king said to the Prah Agyensaim, for you can swear, and when you swear, you have not offended me. So, kantam, o kantam, ntam is swearing.
Okay.
Won't, it means you don't offend. So, when you swear, you don't offend. So, you can swear.
Okay.
So, he was made an exceptional to the rule.
I see. That's how Kantamanto came about.
Yes.
And that eventually became the festival of the people of Assin Kushea.
Yes.
When is it happening?
We start from 24th and end on the 30th of October.
Okay.
And the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th will be for the local people to do all sort of things. Then the 28th will be my birthday dinner party at night.
Okay.
And then 29th will be the Deba of Chiefs.
Okay.
That's 29th.
Yeah.
Then Sunday, 30th, church Thanksgiving service.
I see.
Yes.
And I believe we're all invited, so we'll definitely be there.
Be a bet.
Yes, definitely. Is the palace ready, by the way? I remember you took us on tour at the time we visited because it was under construction.
The palace is not quite, almost ready.
Okay.
And the palace is a major planned attraction for the tourism that I want to promote. I myself, I was quite happy where I was staying. You know, I didn't need that, but one of the things I told my people again is that I could make Kushea neater than everywhere else, and I also wanted them to know that Kushea will have a palace, and people will come. When they come, they will buy food, they will stay in the hotel, they will buy drinks, they will get jobs to do.
I see.
That. So it will happen.
It will definitely.
Oh, yes.
Along with the mini zoo that you have,
I
right before the palace
as well. Yes, I have
as
the
well.
animals, but I want to stock more. When I told my friend I was going to get a lion. Yes,
You are?
exactly. No.
Okay, all right.
If I did, they would run away and leave me alone.
Yeah, the closest I ever got to a snake was when I visited the zoo right
Yes,
before the palace,
yes,
and even then I
yes.
couldn't look at it. So I can
Yes.
imagine what it would be like having a python there.
No, we want to encourage students to come for excursion. We want to encourage local tourism,
Yeah.
external African Americans and so on to come. But Kushea is a very friendly place, as you even said. Very neat. We want parents to know that when your child comes to excursion in Kushea, they will pick up. If you go to Kushea Health Center,
Yeah.
cholera has not been recorded for years. Even malaria, incidence of malaria, too low.
Wow.
And eventually, wellness clinic is going to be opened there.
I see.
Yes, we want to make it a healthy town.
Yes.
You know, when you mention it, it will be associated with good health, wellness.
See. Well, looking forward to the Durbar. The theme is showing appreciation for the contribution of NGOs in our development journey. And so I know that is very important. That'll be my final question to you. How did this come about, this theme?
In my office, at least once a week, I will get a young lady or a young gentleman who want to see me, and his reason for coming is that he is from an NGO and that it's children in the street or children not going to school, and he's formed an NGO to try and get those children, or pregnant women, all sorts of reasons. And just when I was thinking about the theme for the festival, it just occurred to me that we have not been very appreciative of people who have, through NGO organizations, people who have helped develop Ghana. Because I believe that these volunteers, they are not in V8.
Yeah.
They don't get paid from the consolidated fund. They volunteer, both foreign and Ghanaians, to help develop this country. And yet I hadn't heard that the public has appreciated them like they ought to do. So I said, I've got it. This festival will be done in honor of all NGOs in Ghana.
Okay.
For helping all of us without taxing us from the consolidated fund, without us paying for their fuel, without us paying for their food, to help Ghana develop.
I see.
To salute them.
I see. Very interesting. Well, thank you so much. And final words to anyone who would want to visit Assin Kushea, especially for the festival as well, what would you say to them?
Oh, they should come to a paradise. They should come to a paradise. They will simply love Kushea. When you're leaving Kushea, we have an arch.
Yes.
And some of the writings, just the writing is goodbye. We hope you won't forget us.
Yes, I remember that. Anyway, we definitely won't forget you with this interview as well, and we will visit Assin Kushea. But thank you so much for speaking to us today on TV3Newday. I've been speaking to Ehunabo Brim, Prah Agyensaim. Yes, the 6th. And he is actually Central Region's Paramount Chief of the Orenchi traditional area. And he's also the Chief of Assin Kushea. Make sure that you are there for the Katamanto. Look at me, trying so hard to get it. So make sure you're there for the Katamanto Festival this October and experience a very neat town, and a town that's also rich with culture and value. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
This is TV3 New Day. Let's head back into the studios now.